We welcome Shabbat with the words of Hine Matov. Please join with us.
How truly wonderful it is to be out here with all of you on this first Shabbat under the stars. How delightful. I envision we're about 400 strong in our sanctuary, in our Price Courtyard this evening. I invite you to turn to someone around you, behind you, next to you. Say Shabbat Shalom. Those who are joining us online, say Shabbat Shalom to one another. Write a message in the chat. It is a gift. There is what we call smachot this evening. Many, many different reasons to celebrate. I know people come here perhaps to say yard sites. I know that people come here for all different reasons, different experiences. And yet tonight, even in the place that we dwell and in the moments that we come here, we honor so many. Two amazing young men who will become bar mitzvah tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, and their families and their loved ones. We honor our incredible Platt participants who are going after a 2.5-year delay. They are headed to Israel this coming Thursday. We are blessed to have that opportunity. We honor our outgoing seniors this evening, where we are going to have the opportunity to offer blessing as they graduate high school and as they enter this new chapter. And what service would be complete without welcoming a new child into the covenant of Abraham and Sarah on this night. So we are filled with joy, and your stomachs will be filled later on after our service. So we need to make it part of the experience today. And I want you to just, if you're new to our synagogue or you're joining us another week, we want you to participate. We want you to fill this space with a sense of joy and celebration behind everything we do. We know that it is truly about the joy and the wonder of this community and bringing us together, whether we are here in San Diego, whether we are joining from the Philippines or Bolivia or Israel, or wherever you may find the comforts of our online community. Welcome. And so we are blessed to bring in more light this evening. And I'm going to invite Lev Turk and Lucas Lipscher and their families to join us up in the front. as we have the opportunity to kindle our Shabbat lights, to bring in the warmth, to bring in the wholeness. I invite you to join with us. Come on up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
I invite you to turn in your prayer books, page 14, as we are also blessed to have our youth and teen choir here with us, leading us in song and celebration. As we begin Shabbat, we receive the face of Shabbat. We welcome into this time. We begin with Or Zarua, page 14.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Page 20, Lechado D. Each other to prayer with Baruch Hu, page 146, as we face our ark. Of Ma'ariv Arabim implore us to recognize as day turns into night and night becomes day. We join together. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light, night becomes day, day turns to night. Yom balayla, golel morning mechoshen, golel lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Please be seated. We'd like to invite up our B'nai Mitzvah for tomorrow, Lev Turk and Lucas Lipscher, to lead us in chanting Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'am b'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha ve'hayu letotafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem, Amen. The psalmists were incredibly brilliant when they wrote, Hine matovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad, how good it is for us to be together. But our liturgy tells us that it's not just good enough to be together. We actually have to do something together. And that's why morning and evening and morning, we offer our prayer Mi Chamocha, which reminds us of our own redemption story so that we can bring about the redemption of all those who are oppressed. Page 152, we join together in Mi Chamocha.
והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ותקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך, והושיענו למען שמך.
Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Leshalom, Leshalom, Ve'ha'amidenu Shomreinu Lechayim. Pros aleinu sukat shlomecha, pros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, oh Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, oh Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning light. Teach us God right from right, oh Adonai. Amen. Amen. Page 154, we join together. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, v'torotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, v'torotam berit olam.
בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
את השמיים ואת
ושמרו בני ישראל את Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat vayinafash. Shabbat
Shabbat Shalom. When I came here 2 years ago, I came with some people in tow, with my family, and you may not have known that I also came with some other people in tow. Some of those who I was blessed to serve as their rabbi on the East Coast followed us on the journey and became members of Beth Israel. And they're some of the people that are tuning in each and every week. Many of them I know are online right now. And there are some that are here in our congregation. And they trekked 3,000 miles, first to LA, so they could pick up their daughter, who just had a beautiful baby and now grandson. And now they're here in front of their now not virtual or online community, but their three-dimensional community, to bestow a beautiful Hebrew name and welcome into covenant. So I'd like to call upon Dara and Vicky and Howie to come join us up here today. And Owen, I guess we'll call on Owen. This is Owen's first visit to San Diego. Okay, you're not allowed to leave, so that's where you stay. So here we have Owen Alexei Love, held by Dara, her mom, and grandparents, beautiful grandparents, Vicky and Howie Gelbtuck. And Owen was named after his great-grandfather, Isidore Albert Gelbtuck. And I want to just tell you a moment about Isidore. He was the most kind, compassionate, and generous person that Dara ever knew. He had a strong work ethic and made a life for himself and his family out of nothing. They grew up in the projects in the Bronx. I know we have some Bronxites here too as well. And he owned a liquor store where he worked to support himself and his family. Dara recalls him being calm and gentle and rarely, if ever, raising his voice. And it was always a good, fun time when they went to visit him to meet for bagels or to have him serve ice cream at his apartment. There's always a sense of warmness and security that she remembers feeling. He is the first significant family member lost in the Gelbtuck family, and he always has a place in their hearts and not enough time that was spent with him. To know that in this moment we are giving and bestowing the name Yitzchak on to Owen today. Yitzchak is a great name because it's my Hebrew name, and that's not the reason. Well, maybe a little bit. But the reason is because Yitzchak in Hebrew means laughter. And it's not only after Isaac, one of our patriarchs, but also what does it mean to bring laughter and joy in a world that feels so much full of darkness at times? How much do we need the laughter, the joy, the beauty, the elements of character and heart that Isidore brought? This is what he's supposed to do. It's all good. I know, it's all good. And so in this moment, we have an opportunity to bestow a blessing upon Owen at this time. As we say, Eloheinu v'Elohe Avotenu v'Imotenu kayam et hayelet hazeh le'ima likra shmo beYisrael Yitzhak ben Chalila Leah. V'tagel imo bifri vitna zehakaton gadal yehiyeh keshem v'nichnas lebrit ken yikanes leTorah u'chupa u'masim tovim. Our God and God of our mothers and fathers, sustain this beautiful child through his mom's loving care. Let him be known among our people Israel by the name Yitzhak ben Chalila Leah. May his name be a source of joy and inspire him to serve our people of all humankind. May his mother rejoice in his growth of body and soul as she has brought her son into the covenant. So may she, with wisdom and patience, lead him to a life filled with Torah, the blessing of learning and community, chuppah, a loving relationship worthy of God's blessing, and ma'asim tovim, the pursuit of good deeds. And as we say together, Amen.
Amen.
It is a true honor in this moment to have the opportunity to share these words. I invite you to place your hands upon Owen as we say, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichoneka, may God's face ever shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God's presence ever be with you, granting you love and joy and health and peace, as we all say together, Amen. I have known these people for several decades. It is a blessing and an honor to be in this moment. And whenever we reach a new moment, a milestone, we say the words of She'achianu, we join together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'echianu v'kimanu v'higianu b'zman hazeh.
And any of our presidents or past presidents, you want to swap stories? Past president of a congregation. She can share all the war wounds. Beautiful. Beautiful. Mazel tov. Mazel tov. As we enter into that central piece of our service, our amidah, I invite you to turn to page 155 as we rise and face our ark, as we join together. And we'll continue silently after we begin together. And you may be seated after you bring those prayers and meditations, rhythms, the words of the prayer book, or those of your heart.
Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai. Adonai sefatai tiftach, uvi yagid ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai.
Continue silently.
As we prepare for our prayer for healing, we are especially mindful within our community of Nicola Hadian, Ari Zalman Leib Ben Shoshana V'Moshe, Bob Berenson, Dina Leah Bat Zohara, Lauren Berman, Grayson DeNovo, Samantha Farish, Dr. Robert Fox, Jessica Lynn Friedman, Denise Garrick, Nancy Gordon, Elliot Goldstein, Robert Gruder, Alan Hobenstock, Ellen Hutz, Beth Johnson, Ruthie Jordan, Richard Kitson, Hadass Kramer Najari, Marshall J. Lewis, Nechama Bat Rafael, Claudia Liebenson, Maria Luro, Michal Liaran Bat Yael, Jim McIndoe, Yoram Minnes, Lynn Richard, Sharon Ritter, Galina Rybolchenko, Gina Schnitzer, Rhonda Schwartz, Melanie Schwimmer, Ilana Schaefer, Bernard Stein, Seth Streichler, Lynn Slotkin, Bob Shearer, Cindy Spector, Gerald Trimble, David Tossman, Fred Valfer, Kathy Weil, John Weil, Eric Winston, George Wise, and Todd Villa. Perhaps there's a name on your heart that you would like to include in our prayer for healing. I invite you, if you're joining us virtually, to add their name to the chat. And if you're joining us here, please share their name as our eyes meet, and it's okay if we offer more than one name at a time. We join together in our prayer for healing, page 253. Well, it's that time again. That time every month when we honor those who have completed another circle around the sun. So if it is your birthday in the month of June, we're in the month of June, please stand. Instead of having everyone come down, please stand. And we have these wonderful collectible limited edition. I guess anything is really limited edition if you think about it. But these are special because they have our logo on it. A special Beth Israel birthday pen. And all you have to do to get one of these pens is to share your name, when your birthday is, and if you would like to, how many revolutions this is for you. So we'll start over here.
Hi, I'm Hannah. My birthday is June 24th, and I'll be 20.
Wonderful. Mazel tov.
Steve Cater, and June 21st, and I'm going to abstain from the question.
Fair enough, fair enough. There's a lot of Fifth Amendment stuff going on.
Hi, Sabina, June 14th, I'll be 56.
All right.
Hi, my name is Marvin Estrin. I was born on 6/26/56, and I will be 66.
Hey!
Can't top that. Shirley Berger, born on June 16, and this is a big one, 70.
Adam Haberman, June 21st, also 70? No, 48.
Great for 70. That's wonderful. Good for you.
I'm Lucy Silverstein, and June 6th and 14th.
All right. Okay, we'll start down here and work our way back.
Hi.
That's a nice apron you're wearing there, too.
Well, thank you very much. If you have any questions about Beth Israel, you can ask me. I'm Lori Shearer, and my birthday is June 5th.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Brian Hobenstock, and my birthday is June 15th. Obviously, I'm much older than my wife.
Hi, Marcia Lubick. My birthday is June 23rd, and I'm going to be 74.
Carolyn Hafter. I always told my students I was 16 and a half, but I guess I shouldn't lie. I will be 72 on June 30th.
They last long.
I am Judy Scheinbein, and my birthday is June 9th, and I am 71.
Jerry Turk, June 3rd, 1943. I was 79.
Marilyn Leeds, June 19th, and I'm younger than Jerry Turk.
Ju-
83, all right. Oh, take a pen. Otherwise it didn't count.
Ran Bar Mashiach. I'm going to be 58 in 2 days.
Hi, I'm Sandy Katz, June 23rd. I'll be 72.
We're not recording this, are we, David? Leslie's worried about liability. So let's join together in that ancient Hebrew tome. Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach.
I would delight in calling upon many of you know her. If you don't, you should know her. Bethany Eisenberg, our Director of Membership and Engagement.
Thank you. As Rabbi Navarro said, I'm Bethany Eisenberg, Director of Membership and Engagement, and I see so many familiar faces here and so many new ones. So thank you all for coming to our first outdoor service of the summer. We'll be here all summer until June 26th.
August 26th.
I'm sorry, August 26th. I mean,
Wishful thinking.
So there's a bunch of us wearing blue aprons. If you're wearing a blue apron, can you raise your hand? If you're new here, or if you don't know anything about Beth Israel and you have any questions, please find anyone in a blue apron and ask them questions. We'd love to help you, guide your way. Maybe you're interested in membership, call me. Or just have a question about something that currently is happening at Beth Israel. We're here to help you, and thank you guys all for showing up, and we'll have a party on the field.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Beautiful. I would love to call upon all of our high school, just or recently or about to graduate seniors to come join us in the front. Can I invite our school and our youth staff to join us in the front as well? Seniors, graduated seniors, almost graduated seniors, those of you going to Israel next week, amazing. You've made it through, you have had, I'm sure you've heard it many times, an incredibly odd, weird high school experience. Some of us have never been through that before, and yet you stand here with smiles on your face, with friendship and with love, and with all the ways that you have and continue to be part of this community. This is your home. This will always be your home. This is a place where some of you, how many of you started here in preschool? Any of you here? Anybody? Okay, there you go. We got one. We got a few. And now you're here, and many of you have been working with our working with our students for years as madrachim. Many of you learning with us. And now many of you went to DC a few years ago, advocated, lobbied for issues that were important to you through your Jewish lens, and here you are today. And so I know we got a lot of felling parents and grandparents here and online. And so we say to you, all of us who care and love you and know that this is your place, we want to say this to you today. Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu, may the one who blessed our mothers and fathers before us bring blessing upon these incredibly special seniors, sharing in their last moments as high school students at Beth Israel. As you make ready to travel life's road, the journey you prepare to embark upon, may each of you know that this place is and will always be your Jewish home away from home. As you have touched our hearts with your dedication, your sweetness, and your never-ending care, may each of you know our care for you is unconditional, as is the love of our hearts. And as you make your way into the wild world of college adventures and beyond, may the memories of Beth Israel from the time you were in our preschool, to our religious school and youth programs, to B'nai Mitzvah and confirmation, to all the services and trips and retreats, Litaken visits and lobbying on Capitol Hill, youth Shabbats, biddy events, and in a week from now, for many of you, Israel. You have a treasure chest of timeless snapshots, reminding you of what this place means and who, as a Jew, you really are. So may it be with God's blessings ever guiding your path. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will, as we say together, Amen.
Amen. I want you to think back to about 2-ish years ago. We were in DC together, and that probably feels like a lifetime ago. You had just lobbied, as Rabbi Navarro said, you had lobbied your congresspeople, your senators, and you lived out your passion. And we came back and had to stay inside for a couple years. But there's a beautiful bookend. Your journey to Israel bookended and has bookended a core part of what makes Beth Israel, and that is the immersive travel experiences. You were the last trip to leave, and now you will be the first trip to leave. We offer We'd also like to invite all of those who are going on our Platt trip to Israel to join our seniors. Anyone else want to join?
Bethany has to come on up. Bethany, come on up.
For some of you, this will be a return trip to the Holy Land. For some of you, you will be seeing the Holy Land for the first time. Adonai yishmor tzeitecha uvoecha me'ata v'ad olam. May the Eternal One guard your coming and your going from this time forth and forever. May God, who called on our ancestors Abraham and Sarah to journey into the unknown and watched over them and bless them, protect you as well and bless your journey. May God's presence support you as you set out. May God's Spirit be with you on the way, and may God lead you back to your homes in peace. We entrust our loved ones to God's care. God is with you. God is with us, and we shall not fear. As for ourselves, may God's presence be your companion, so that blessing comes to you and to everyone that you meet.
There's one more person we have to bring up. Can I see Michal? Where is Michal? Michal, come on up. Some of you may not know that before we offer you our Birkat Kohanim today, that Michal has been our Shinshin all year long. She's from Israel. She's going up to Mountain Chai, when? Monday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes.
And she is here. She's been working in our preschool all year. She's been working with many of our students all year long. And she has taught us invaluable lessons about what it is to love, what it is to cherish, what it is to have an Ahavat Yisrael, a love of Israel, even with all that challenges us with what goes on in what we call the matzav of the situation. You've brought a love of your home to us, and we back give you our gratitude and our thanks. A little gift from us as you go along your journey. And we want you to join this group, because I know in the fall you will be going off to the IDF.
Yeah.
And do you want to tell us where you're going to be going?
I don't know yet.
Okay. Okay. So we wish you so much mazal and luck and b'chatzlacha in every way. And so we offer you these blessings that have been passed down from generation to generation.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's face shine upon each of you and be gracious unto you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's presence ever be with each and every one of you. May you be granted much health, much love, much joy, and always the blessing of peace. As we say,
Ken yehi ratzon.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov.
At this time, it gives me great pleasure to call upon the president of our congregation, Dan Jones.
Shabbat Shalom and good evening, everybody. It is fantastic to have all of you here with us in person at our first Friday night Shabbat under the stars, well, under the moon, right? We're getting to the stars. But it is wonderful to see all of you here. A big welcome to all. I know that some people, this is your first time here on campus who've only joined us virtually before, so welcome to our physical home. A big mazel tov to the Turk family and to the Lipscher family for the bar mitzvahs tomorrow morning. Wow, what an amazing evening we've had. We have bar mitzvah boys, we had a baby naming, we have high school students, we have the choir, we have musicians. It's fabulous. And soon we have food, right? So, you know, some of you just came for the food. That's okay. So when we're done here, the food is going to be served on our lower field. And you're going to get there by going back that way and around the corner. And those of us in these blue aprons are going to help direct you to get you down there. If you parked in our parking structure this evening, when you came in, the barriers were up. They are going to stay up. If for some reason you did get a ticket, there is a validation machine right over there, right by that pillar. If you need to know anything about Beth Israel, tonight is a great night to be here because, as Bethany said, all the people in these blue aprons are here to answer your questions. And if we can't answer your specific question, there's a lot of us. I bet we can figure it out. Anything else that you'd like to know or you forget to ask us, you can find on our website, cbisd.org. Have a wonderful evening and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thanks, Dan. Thanks. We are readying ourselves to begin concluding our service this evening. I invite you to turn in your prayer books to page 282 as we join together for the words of Aleinu. Will you please rise if you are able?
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon ha'kol, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Will you please be seated? As I invite you to turn in your prayer books to page 294, as we take a moment to reflect on those that are no longer physically with us, but certainly those who continue to live on in our hearts and in our memories. Our congregation is reflecting on the Shaloshim, these 30 days past burial for Scott Hilberg, Judith Janin, Dolores Dickstein, and Harriet Dixon. If I share names that are recalling loved ones, I invite you to stand so our community can acknowledge your presence here tonight. We recall the annual yard sites of Annie Antikal, Sylvia Arnovitz, William Axelrod, William Mark Band, Sam Beck, Stan Becker, Doris Bennett, Jan Bernard Fisher, Natalie Sue Schrager Black, Ken Borg, Joseph Bronstein, Anna Brown, Roger Bush, Harriet Cantor, Nelson Cohen, Dottie Coleman, Mary Douglas, Dora Edelstein, Louis Eisenberg, Regina E. Elfenbein, Isaac Epstein, Eugene Feldman, David Flessner, Robert Forsheimer, Ray Friedman, Harvey Furtak, Kay Gallinson, Bessie Gelbtuck, Joseph Gibson, Joseph Glickman, Robert T. Gould, Betty Graff, James Greenbaum, Norman Grossman, Susan K. Grunberg, Herman Heimson, Elizabeth Hall, Martin Habenstock, David Hirsch, Sam Hershenson, Melanie Hirschhorn, Samuel G. Janin, Selma Caden, Betty Karen, Samuel Kleinman, Bessie Koffler, Pina Levy-Korn, Lucina Krumholtz, Hilda Kripka, Jack Hertz, Maurice Laxer, Herman Landau, Oscar Leverant, Edward Levin, Susan Levin, Thelma Levinson, Elizabeth Levy, Basia Manischewitz, Ira Martin, Philip Moldavsky, William David Montgomery, Yedin Eben, Max Nemitz, June Shapiro Navarez, Leslie M. Newton, Israel Norak, Benjamin Reuben Parker, Alfred Perper, Harry Rabiner, Marie Refson, Thomas Santor, Samuel Scheckman, Abraham Scher, Ernest Schoen, Barney Schoenberg, Robert Smargan, Deborah Somers, Frederica R. Strauss, Selma Tannenbaum, Esther Trantz, Ruth White, Hal Wingard, Jean Wollander, and Minnie Wolf. If there is a name that I did not share that you would like recited, please stand. I invite you to share their name aloud. I invite us all to rise if we're able. Again, as we turn to page 294 in loving memory, we join and say, Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divrach hirtei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael. Ba'gala u'v'zman kari v'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitwaman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kodisha b'richu le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tush b'chata v'nechemata damiran b'yama v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'murmav uyaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Zichronam levracha, may their memories ever continue to inspire and be for blessing as we say together, Amen. I invite you to put your prayer books down, and if you are so inclined, to join with one another, arms around one another, as you are comfortable. You may need your hands a little bit for our closing song, so we join together for Yehei Yehei.
Yehei Yehei, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Rabbah min Shemaya, Yehei Yehei, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Yehei Shalom Rabbah min Shemaya. Shemai, Yehei, Yehei, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Rabbah min Shemai, Yehei, Yehei, Yehei Shalom Rabbah, Yehei Shalom Rabbah min Shemai.
As we say Shabbat Shalom to one another, I want to thank again our incredible musicians, as always, for bringing soulful joy, our amazing youth and teen choir, for lighting us up. We join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz te'alon. Shabbat Shalom. We join you on the lower field. Shabbat Shalom.
Now is it?